In a lively West African village, Mama Zara was famous for her mouth-watering dishes. Her cooking drew men from all corners, making their wives feel forgotten. Fed up, the women plotted to uncover Mama Zara's secret recipe. They decided to send Amina, a newcomer, to work undercover in the kitchen. But strange things happened when Amina entered through the back door. Each day, she forgot everything that occurred in the kitchen. One day, Amina discovered a shocking secret about Mama Zara's cooking. Realizing the dark magic at play, Amina knew she had to escape. With newfound strength, Amina broke free and revealed the truth to the village. Together, they confronted Mama Zara and ended her reign of terror. Once upon a time, in a vibrant village nestled in the heart of West Africa, there lived a renowned cook named Mama Zara, the owner of a popular eatery that drew men from all corners of the village. Her culinary mastery was unparalleled. The men flocked to her restaurant, believing that her dishes were the very definition of deliciousness. Mama Zara's establishment was always bustling, and her food was so delectable that men would often argue amongst themselves for a chance to enjoy her meals. Some were even willing to wash their own plates just to savor another bite of her extraordinary cooking. However, Mama Zara's success did not come without consequences. Many men began to refuse the food prepared by their wives, comparing it unfavorably to the exquisite meals served by Mama Zara. This growing trend infuriated the women of the village, whose husbands seemed to have forgotten the taste of their own home-cooked meals. The wives, feeling neglected and disheartened, decided that enough was enough. One day, the aggrieved women convened to discuss their plight. They brainstormed ways to reclaim their husbands' affections and their rightful place in the kitchen. Among them was a spirited woman named Aduni, who suggested that instead of plotting against Mama Zara, they should find out her secret recipe. Allah firmly asserted that the priority should be to close Mama Zara's restaurant, sparking a heated debate among the women. The disagreement grew as the women struggled to reach a common decision, their voices overlapping in the charged atmosphere. Meanwhile, their husbands enjoyed the delicious meals at Mama Zara's restaurant, oblivious to the brewing conflict. Aduni, eager to take initiative, suggested sending a secret spy to work for Mama Zara, knowing she needed help in the kitchen. The women considered who among them could be discreet enough to go undercover, aware that Mama Zara recognized all of them. At that moment, one woman stepped forward, suggesting her niece, Amina, who had just recently moved to the village. Amina was unknown to Mama Zara, making her the perfect candidate for the mission. The room erupted in cheers as they celebrated their clever plan to uncover Mama Zara's cooking secrets. The next day, Amina discreetly applied for the position of plate washer at Mama Zara's restaurant. Mama Zara, impressed by Amina's humility and eagerness, hired her without hesitation. However, Amina quickly noticed something peculiar about Mama Zara. She was instructed to always enter the kitchen through the back door and was warned never to enter from the front, as disobeying this order would lead to dire consequences. Despite her skepticism, Amina decided to comply with Mama Zara's instructions. She spent the day washing plates and cleaning up, but when she returned home that evening, she felt utterly exhausted. Her aunt, Aduni, eagerly awaited her return, asking how her day had gone. To her surprise, Amina found herself unable to remember anything that had occurred at the restaurant. This was strange for Amina, as she was typically sharp and alert. Determined to uncover Mama Zara's secret recipe, Amina returned to the restaurant the next day. She watched Mama Zara diligently prepare her signature dishes, meticulously noting the ingredients used. But that evening, as she reached home, Amina again found herself unable to recall anything from her day. Frustrated, she tried to explain this strange occurrence to her aunt, who accused her of siding with Mama Zara and failing in her mission. One afternoon, a woman named Mama Yu stormed into the restaurant, fuming with rage. Her husband had just informed her of his decision to marry Mama Zara. Unbeknownst to her, she was not alone in her anger. Several other women joined her in confronting Mama Zara, accusing her of trying to steal their husbands. The restaurant erupted into chaos as the women confronted Mama Zara about their concerns. Mama Zara, however, denied all allegations, insisting that she had no interest in anyone else's husband. Amidst the commotion, Amina quietly observed Mama Zara, noting her unusual calmness as though she possessed knowledge the others did not. Seizing the opportunity, Amina decided to investigate further. When Mama Zara stepped away from the kitchen, Amina snuck in, but against all warnings, she entered through the front door. Inside, she discovered something shocking. The kitchen bore strange stains of what appeared to be blood. Confused and alarmed, Amina wondered where the blood had come from. Just then, Mama Zara walked in, carrying a blood-stained cloth from under her dress. To Amina's horror, Mama Zara dipped the cloth into her pot of food and began stirring. Amina's heart raced as she realized that Mama Zara was using her menstrual blood in the dishes, an act of dark magic meant to enchant the men of the village. The horrifying realization struck her like lightning. Mama Zara was using evil powers to make her forget everything that happened in her kitchen. Each time Amina entered through the back, she lost her memory due to Mama Zara's dark charm. However, when Amina walked through the front door, the charm was broken, and she regained her memories. Terrified of what would happen if Mama Zara discovered her secret, Amina couldn't wait to leave work and tell her aunt everything. As night fell, Amina's heart raced, afraid of the consequences that might come from knowing the truth behind Mama Zara's meals. After finishing her chores, Amina finally began her journey home. But before she could take more than a few steps, she heard a sinister laugh behind her. It was Mama Zara, who had somehow known what Amina had done. In a flash, Mama Zara blew a powdery substance into Amina's face and everything went black. When Amina awoke, she found herself in a strange room screaming for help. A faint voice responded, asking if she was the new plate washer. Amina turned to see a young woman behind her, who introduced herself as the previous plate washer. The woman explained that she had been locked away for months because she had discovered Mama Zara's secret. A chill ran down Amina's spine as she listened. The woman revealed that Mama Zara had been feeding her an enchanted meal once a day, ensuring she would forget everything she had seen. However, she had stopped consuming the meals, secretly pouring them away to avoid raising Mama Zara's suspicions. Determined to escape, Amina and the previous plate washer named Aisha devised a plan. They waited for Mama Zara to leave the house, then used all their strength to push against the door. However, they soon realized that Mama Zara had surrounded her home with powerful charms to prevent anyone from escaping. The more they struggled, the weaker they became. In that moment of desperation, Amina recalled her late father's advice. Whenever she was in trouble, she should call out his name 3 times. Mustering her strength, Amina called out her father's name. As she did, a surge of energy coursed through her body. With newfound determination, Amina approached the door again, and this time, the charm's resistance weakened. With a final push, Amina burst through the door. Together with Aisha, they escaped into the night, racing to Amina's aunt's house. They arrived breathless and shared their harrowing tale, exposing Mama Zara's dark, evil practices. The following morning, Amina's aunt, along with the women of the village, decided to confront Mama Zara and bring her reign of terror to an end. Sensing the impending confrontation, Mama Zara attempted to flee the village, but the angry women caught up with her, demanding justice for the pain she had inflicted upon their families. Cornered and powerless, Mama Zara confessed to her wicked deeds, revealing that she had been using her menstrual blood to enchant her food, ensuring its irresistible allure. She admitted to locking away those who discovered her secrets, keeping them under her control. The women brought the matter before the village elders, who condemned Mama Zara for her actions. They inquired why she had resorted to such evil. Mama Zara revealed her envy of the joyful marriages around her, explaining how she could not bear to see others happy after losing her own husband many years ago. The entire village gasped in shock, and ultimately, the elders banished Mama Zara from the community forever. As she left, the men returned to their wives, apologizing for their neglect. With Mama Zara gone, the women regained their rightful place in their families, and the bonds of love and trust grew stronger. The villagers learned a valuable lesson that day. Greed and envy can lead to dark paths, and it is essential to appreciate what one has rather than covet what others possess. As the community flourished, they celebrated the importance of love, loyalty, and the joy of sharing meals together once more in harmony. And so, the village thrived, united by their shared values and the lessons learned from Mama Zara's dark chapter.